All right, take one. Welcome everybody to today's webcast training. Mo Haratuku here. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today on this training. First and foremost, I want to make sure that you are in the right place. So if you are truly looking for the number one way to create an income in any economy, regardless of your financial situation, your educational background, or your experience level, you are in the right place. I put this training together and I'll explain how I did that here in a little bit, but I put this together especially for you, especially for anybody who's within the first 5 years of their business or wanting to start a business. Now, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This isn't something where, within a couple months you're going to be a millionaire. So if that's what you're looking for, I invite you at this point to just go ahead and jump off, guys. That is not what I'm sharing with you guys today. My team and I, we've done a lot of research into what exactly it is that people are wanting in life. And we found out a lot of happy things and a lot of sad things. The fact of the matter is that 80% of people today around the world are not satisfied with their current careers. 80% of people, that's almost everybody, okay? They're not satisfied with their careers, their income, the personal relationships that they have. And that's just not acceptable to me, guys. And it's so available and so I can't say that it's easy, but it's available for you to be able to be not in that 80% of people that aren't satisfied, guys. And that's what I'm wanting to share with you guys today. What we found out is that what people really want is a realistic, future-proof way to make an honest income in any economy, and also to be able to do that from anywhere in the world. Okay. And that may seem like that's a lot to ask, guys, but in all honesty, almost everybody in the world has had that thought that, man, I wish I could just figure out a way to make an income and not have to report to somebody or report to some location. There has to be a way for me to make this income. And sadly, guys, so many people think about this all the time. I'm one of them as well, where when I was in my W-2 job, I thought about it all the time. And unfortunately, that's the extent of what happens is we think about it, maybe we pick up a book here and there to try and learn a little bit more. But all in all, in the end, we are so tied to this sense of security in the jobs that we have because we were groomed and we were raised to think that way. Society thinks that that's what you need to do. And we hear it all the time, guys. Just go get a great education, get a good job, make a decent income for your family, put in your 8 hours, make some earned income, and you'll be fine. Maybe you'll get some vacation time, maybe you'll get some sick leave. But the fact of the matter is that 80% of people aren't happy with that life, yet we continue to live that life. So many people continue to just be okay with that life. And I'm really here, guys, because I want to get you guys out of that. I want to get that, totally out of your mindset, because I'm telling you, life is so much sweeter on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to share this number one way, guys. This isn't, some fly by night method on how to quickly take advantage of where the current economy is, guys. In reality, there's so much uncertainty right now with what's going on, and this isn't some webinar or webcast training that I recorded months or years ago, guys. This is very current with what's going on today in society and around the world. We're all a part of this now. We're all realizing that, hey, that job that I thought that was so secure may not be as secure as I thought, and I have so many friends, so many family members who maybe, if they're fortunate enough to not lose their job, their pay has been cut, and some by 30%, 40%, 50%. And now we're all forced, or all these people, this 80% is forced to depend on the government to send them stimulus checks, which to me are just band-aids to get you through this hard time. Okay. And I'm telling you right now that the reality of things is that there is no shortage of money in the world today, guys. The money that was out there yesterday or before all these issues have arose, it's still out there. If anything, now governments are printing even more money, and now there's going to be even more money. The trick is, how do you get on the receiving end of that? Okay. How do you become the top 5%, right? Or even the top 10%, right? Of people that are making income that is not impacted by where the economy is at or where the world is at, with all these tragedies that are happening. Okay. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you guys today. And if you're wondering right now, well, Mo, spit it out. What is it? How do I make this income? Am I going to be selling something on the side of the street? The answer to that is no. The number one way, guys, and I'm hoping that this is why you're here, the number one way is business. And you may say, well, duh, Mo, that's just, everybody knows that. But I'm going to teach you something that most people do not know, okay? Because it's not just business that you need to know and how to start a business, it's how to create a true automated business, okay? And most people don't understand what this word means. This just doesn't mean a good business that makes money with some processes or whatnot. This is a true automated business that eventually does not require your physical presence to be able to create an income for you and your family. Okay, and I'll say that again. An automated business is one that does not require your physical presence to make an income. And this is an income that's coming in, month out, right? For you and your family, whether or not you are physically present. Okay. And I see this so much where people feel like, okay, you know what? I sell t-shirts now. I just started a business. I've made it, I'm in business, I'm part of that 5%. And I'll tell you right now, 100%, no, you are not. And I know this may offend some of you guys who are already in business, that have one business that even if you're profitable, if you're making money, if you are physically there and if there's a need for you to be physically present in that business, you are not running business as the wealthy do. That's just a fact, okay? You are not running your business, or you have not started a business that is ran like the wealthy in the world do. And that's what I want to show you guys, because in the end, 95%, and I honestly believe it's even more, 95% of businesses, they start, then within 5 years, they fail. And most within the first year or two, guys. And that's terrible. I know how that feels, to have a business that you start and all of a sudden it doesn't work, and all the feelings that come along with that. And I truly believe that 95%, that the percentage is so high, not because people are dumb, not because people, just don't have it in them to do business, although that's how they feel when they do fail. It's because they don't know where to start. Okay. There is a very proven process on how to start a business so that you get into it succeeding, instead of starting a business and hoping to succeed in the future. And this is what I'm going to explain in this training. But again, guys, I can keep going on and on, but what I want to do is show you how to do this process regardless of your educational background, your experience level, because a lot of you guys may have said, well, I ordered this book, I'm going to read it, or I did this and that, and I'm just going to try and learn here and there in between, my job and school and what I'm doing. But I'm telling you guys right now, guys, that most people that do that, they never start a business. Again, and I'm just going to be totally straightforward and honest with you. Most people that try and do things in between their job and work and just find time here and there, maybe a couple hours every single week to try and start something, most in that situation never end up starting a business. And if they do, it's always one that's probably small and doesn't really amount to much, if anything, when all is said and done. So I want to show you guys how to do this without having to go through all the heartache and headache and pain of starting a business and losing a business, losing a lot of money before you're able to succeed finally and have an income that's coming in month in, month out. Okay. But instead of just listening to me and taking my word for it, I consult quite a bit with large corporations. I start most of my own businesses and run them. I have a lot of partnerships that I run as well. And I want for you to be able to see some of my students, some of the people that I consult for, some businesses that I consult for, and see what they have to say on why you would even want to listen to me. So go ahead and enjoy, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, those are just a few people, right? A couple people that I've consulted with, and I have many, many, many more. We don't have enough time for me to show all of the people that I've consulted with, but I am very excited because now, for the first time instead of consulting for larger corporations or people that I consult privately for, I'm opening this up to the public. But in order for me to feel good about talking to you about all these things, I want you guys to get to know me a little bit, where I'm from, what I'm all about, so that you can understand why it is that I do what I do, why I created this training. Because in the end, guys, I truly want you guys to succeed. I really want to see as many people as possible be able to have all the resources and the know-how that I didn't have and that most people don't have when they first start their business. Because I would love for that 95% failure rate to go way down, especially with you, whoever's watching this webcast training right now. I would love for you to not to be a part of that 95%. You see, I was raised on a small island. I have 9 siblings, so I lived in a 2-bedroom cinder block home with there was 12 of us. You know, we slept on the floor. I had 8 brothers, 2 sisters. We didn't come from much. We didn't have a lot of money or resources. I wouldn't say that we were a very sad family, because we were still happy, but at the same time, we had no idea what was out there, and I had no idea that we could live a different way. Both of my parents worked until 7 p.m. or whatnot at night, and we barely got to see them. When I look back, I see the relationships that I wasn't able to grow. You know, they weren't as strong as they probably could have been had they had the free time to be able to spend with us. And especially since there were 10 of us, right? There was so much need for time individual to spend with us, but it just wasn't there because there was such a high need to have to work to be able to provide and to feed all of us and to take care of us the way that they wanted to take care of us. Now, after leaving home, you know, I spent 8 years in the military as a military police officer. So I know how it is to work those long 10, 12, 14-hour days, you know, to feel like you may not be getting paid enough, or getting paid what you're worth. But it's just what I learned, guys. So I went into the military. I came out of the military. Still, I didn't have much. I ended up getting married after my last tour in Iraq and Kuwait. And when I got married, that's when things switched for me. And I finally realized that, man, I need to figure out a way in my life that I can create a more family friendly environment where I can spend more time with my wife and my kids than what I'm doing right now. Because I'll tell you right now, I remember asking for time off. And because the way it is in the military, at least, you know, it depended on your rank. So a lot of times I still wasn't a higher ranking person. So I wasn't able to take off Christmases. And for all those who are in the military, they understand that, you know, military police officers, they're probably one of the only jobs that work throughout the holidays and whatnot. So most of the time I wasn't getting my holidays off. I remember asking for my anniversary off. And it finally clicked when I asked for my anniversary off and I couldn't get that off. I didn't get Christmas off. I didn't get Thanksgiving off, you know. And after a while I said, you know what, my term is almost coming up. And my wife and I talked and I said, well, what do we do now, babe? I can't keep living this way. If we're going to have more children, and if we're going to expect me to spend more time with you guys, I need to find something else. I just didn't know what else to do. And I remember we jumped into there was this class, this seminar that I went to, and I remember we took our tax return. It wasn't much, but we took that entire tax return one year and we spent it on this seminar that I went to. And I came back broken and sad, because after going to that seminar, the real price of that seminar was the next package and the next package and the next package. So I didn't have any more money after we spent our tax return. And I remember telling my wife, babe, I don't know what else to do, you know? So we started trying to start businesses and trying to get into real estate, trying to do a lot of different things. Fortunately, I was able to get out of the military and jump into something that I thought was going to be, you know, future proof. I thought it was going to, you know, take us into that top 5%. And it was in real estate. And unfortunately, I jumped out of my job in 2007. And in 2008 was when the real estate market crashed and we lost everything. Okay. And it was literally months after I got out of the military that the real estate market crashed. And that's right when I jumped in. And that first year we made a good income. We made 3 or 4 times what I made in the military. But when the market crashed, we went from that all the way down to zero. And I know how that feels. And it was a terrible feeling. You know, I felt like, what did I do? You know, I just left a secure job with benefits and whatnot. And I remember my wife telling me, babe, you got to just keep going. You got to do something. And I remember that first business that we started, we moved my family all the way to Washington, D.C. and Maryland with barely anything in our pockets to start our first business out there. And it was a struggle. It was a struggle. It took us 4 years or so to be able to get to a point where I can actually start making money. And I remember that my wife, she had to work too in order for us to get past all the hard times. And she was making more than I was in my business doing hair from our small apartment part-time while taking care of 3 children. She was making more money than I was making in this startup business that I was trying to start. Anyways, long story short, I was able to get out of that, guys, and fast forward another 10 years or so. And we've done tens of millions of dollars in business. I've been able to figure out ways and processes from working with other very successful businesses and very successful people. I figured out ways to create similar businesses and how to pull yourself out of that business to be able to earn your time, earn your money back, and free yourself up to start different ventures. And I had no idea that that was possible until I started spending more time with the super successful people, the top 5%ers in life. And that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. So again, I can go through years and years and years of my story, but we'll save that for another time. Needless to say, I struggled very much. My family struggled very much. And I'm hoping that I can show you guys how to skip all of that and get to a point where you guys can start. There's no way I can take all of that struggle away from you, but I hope to take 10, maybe 10 years of that away, for a very affordable price. I'm going to show you guys how to get into this, use the processes that took me 15 years to learn and catapult yourself ahead of the game so that you can start your businesses and start them now and start making an income for yourself and your family. So without further ado, let's jump right into this training, guys. I am going to show you guys how to take an idea, because I know everybody has had ideas in their mind. They've had, you've been sitting at work and maybe you thought, man, I would love to do this. Oh, hey, or hey, my cousin did this. Or I saw a buddy of mine in high school that, he wasn't that smart at all. And now all of a sudden he's a multimillionaire because he did this kind of business. Why can't I do the same thing? Why can't I create something similar from my family if that person did it? If they did it, heck, I should be able to do it. I don't have a college degree, guys. I went to the military. I did not go into college. I don't have a degree. I don't have any specialized education. I just had the grit and willpower to want to do this. And now after the 15 years of creating multiple businesses in multiple industries, I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So let's jump right into this training. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my whiteboard so that I can draw this for you guys, because I want you guys to understand literally how to do this in your situation right now. Again, with those ideas that you thought of, I'm going to show you how to break that idea down, how the old way of business was and now how the new way of starting business is, and the new understanding of how to create automated businesses are compared to what people used to do back in the day. So, so here I'm going to go ahead and draw you. Okay. And, for the most part, most people are pretty happy. So I'm going to give you a smile. But normally when people start businesses, this is their idea of a business. They say, hey, all it takes for me to start a business is for me and what I know. Okay. And what I know, I'll draw a little cloud up here. And my knowledge, see guys, I don't even know how to spell. So me and my little knowledge, if I could take that, right, plus, let me go get a brick and mortar store, okay, and then let me go out there and find some money, and then maybe I can sell some, I'm a bad artist too, guys. Maybe I can sell some t-shirts, right? I can sell some t-shirts and make some money, right? And this is the idea when people think about business, okay? Normally this is what they're thinking about. They're saying, hey, hopefully I can go out there and maybe I'll buy this t-shirt for $5 and I'll sell it for $15 and hopefully profit $10. Okay. Now this is, in a nutshell, this is a traditional business. This is what people normally think about when they're thinking about doing a business. Okay. And maybe you can say, well, I think more modern, Mo. So I'm going to say, let's get rid of this brick and mortar and get rid of the rent that comes along with it. And then I'm just going to sell online. Okay. Because that's what people do nowadays, right? They sell online. But still, guys, this is probably the most simple way to think about a business. And a lot of people look at this and say, well, Jerry down the street, he's been selling t-shirts for 10 years now, and he probably makes 50,000, 70,000 a year in profit, okay, while he sells his t-shirts. But he goes ahead and he maybe he makes them in his garage. Maybe, he pays somebody else to do it. But in the end, this is normally what people think about when they think about business. Now, I'm going to show you the new way of business, okay? And again, this may sound simple, but there's a lot behind this, guys. There are a lot of smaller steps. I'm hoping to show you guys kind of a bird's eye view of what this looks like, so you can see and understand how myself and many others in that top 5% have been able to create multiple businesses using the same process over and over and over and over again to create multiple businesses to create massive income. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make a division here, and let's say that this is new business. Okay, new business. And this is how you are able to create a business and not stop there, guys. And it's very much like starting a I'd say business is like a sport, guys, right? You get into the sport, you learn how it's done, you can jump in, start playing the game. Obviously, if you're wanting to get in business, you have to be on the court. You can't be somebody that's a spectator, right? Most of the world are spectators. A very, very small percentage are actually on the floor playing, okay? So you get on that floor, you start playing, right? Let's say that it's basketball. You learn how to play the game and you make a good income, right? That's business. But what you really want to do is you want to take that from playing as a player on a team to maybe then becoming the coach of that team that's playing, and to eventually become the owner of that team. Okay, what we're talking about right now, guys, is how to become the owner of the team. Not to be a player, not to be a coach, is how to quickly become the owner of that team that can sit in your box up top, watching your coach work his butt off, watching the players work their butts off, all of which get paid very, very well. But who makes the most money? And who probably does the least amount of work as far as physical presence goes? It's normally the owner of the team. Okay, that owner has, an operations manager, someone that takes care of personnel, someone who recruits, right? All these different positions, all these people, very, very smart people that he pays very well, okay? Pays very, very well to run the business for him or her so that they can make an income month in, month out, regardless of where they are at physically, okay? That is what we're talking about today, okay? So let's go back to the whiteboard and let's talk about new business. And this is the new process that I'm gonna teach you, okay? Now, okay, here you are, okay, and it really doesn't matter what your, so I'm not even gonna draw. It doesn't matter what your knowledge is, because I'm gonna show you how to make it so that you can leverage other people's time, other people's knowledge, other people's know-how to be able to catapult yourself into multiple businesses. Okay, so now we're gonna go and say, hey, here's an idea. Okay, so the idea, and I'll keep it simple. Okay, let's talk about the idea that we talked about in the previous example, okay? The idea is to start a t-shirt shop, okay? A t-shirt shop, okay? And you want to turn that into a business. Now, the most important work, guys, is done up front. Okay, so I'm not even going to get into when the business is already running, when it's making money or whatnot. What you really need to know, what you really need to understand is this even a business that is good for me and what I need? Okay, because what you need to figure out are these 4 things, okay? And I call them the Fab 4, okay? All right. Number 1, okay? Is this business proven? Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that. Number 2, does this business have the potential to quickly give me the time freedom that I need? Okay. Notice, guys, that I haven't even started talking about money. Okay, I haven't talked about money. I haven't talked about a brick and mortar building. I haven't talked about, how we're going to make these t-shirts. I'm doing the most important work right now, because what I want to figure out is this truly going to be able to create what I talked about in the beginning, an automated business? This is key, guys. So all these steps I'm sharing with you guys so that you guys can learn how to quickly figure out if this is going to be an automated business, and an automated business specifically for you. Because for everybody, it's different. I do not believe, 100% do not believe, and I get sick of hearing a lot of these gurus that are out there saying, hey, this is the only one way to be wealthy. If you don't sell on Amazon, you're a loser. You can't become wealthy. If you don't, if you're not doing Forex or Bitcoin, if you're not on the stock market, you're not going to be wealthy. If you don't invest in this, there are so many people out there saying that, but I'm telling you guys right now that it is so not true. And and I shouldn't say that, the results of the tragedies that are happening right now are terrible. But one very, very positive thing that has come out of this hard time, guys, is the fact that people are getting a kick in the pants and a wake-up call to let them know that, hey, maybe your situation isn't as great as you thought. And this also goes to business owners, because some of those business owners that have been screaming saying, hey, this is the only one way to make income, they put all their eggs in one basket, and now the market has turned. And if their basket is turned, okay, now they don't know what to do. Now they have a big problem on their hands. So I truly believe in what I'm showing you right now is how to be able to create not just one business, but multiple automated businesses in multiple industries, so that if one goes down, you still have 3, 4, 5 more that are still up. Okay, guys? And that's true diversification. I've even heard of people talking against diversification, saying that diversification is bad, and it blows my mind. And that's why I love what's happening right now, because they just shot themselves in the foot if they sold out on one business. And that's why I'm telling you guys that business isn't about starting one thing and making money. It is not. You have to have multiple things, and preferably multiple things in multiple different industries. Okay, so back to the whiteboard. Okay, number 2, time freedom, right? Is this t-shirt business going to give you the time freedom that you want? For some people, that's, I want to work 2 weeks out of the month. For some people, I want to work 1 week, or I don't mind working 6 months out of the year. And for some people, they say, well, I don't want to work at all. I want to open this business, and I don't want to work at all in it. I don't mind being at a meeting or 2 every single month, but I just don't want to work in it. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys why the latter is the best place to be. Okay, and that's how I do my businesses. Okay, so number 3 is this business going to produce the income? Okay, and I'll put income freedom there too. Income that I need to be able to be satisfied with my life. Okay, and I put income freedom there because I'm not talking about just making a good amount of money, guys. I'm talking about making enough income. And again, for everybody, this is different. For some people, it's $2,000 a month. For some people, it's $10,000 a month. For some people, it's $200,000 a month. Okay, is this business going to make sufficient income to give me income freedom to where I can go somewhere and I never ever have to say, sorry, we can't do that, we can't afford it? Okay, I'm literally trying to just destroy that statement altogether in your life. And I know for most people, it's hard to imagine that could ever be a thing to where you can say, you know what, where do you want to go? You want to go here, you want to go to Jamaica, you want to go do this, you want to go to Disneyland. Oh, cool. Let's pick up and let's leave. That's fine. Let's do it today. You want to go again next week? Perfect. Let's go again next week. Most people cannot do that. Okay. Only 5% or so of people in society today are able to do that and have the time freedom and the income freedom to do it. Again, those two things, these three things are very important. Um, so you have to be able to assess whether or not this business is going to do that for you. Okay. Because if it can't, and if you run it through this process and you find out that it's not going to do it for you, then you don't do it. Then you save hours and hours, days and days, months and months of time. You save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to start something that you shouldn't have started in the beginning anyways. Okay. So number 4, okay, then is lifestyle. And this is something that most people do not even consider. Okay. Lifestyle. Lifestyle is very important. Okay. So let's go ahead and break this down, guys. Again, I'm trying my best to use this as, with this simple example of a t-shirt company. But again, this can apply to anything, guys. And again, I've been in so many different industries, in the food industry, right? And I'll tell you why the food industry for me is hard. I'm not a big fan of the food industry, right? Apparel industry. If you want to be in recreation, if you want to be in fitness, if you want to be on in online education, if you want to be in holiday type businesses, right, that only run for a few months out of the year. If you want to be in a fundraising business, if you want to be in a tech business, guys, this applies all the way around. So let's go dive right into this so that we can break it down so you can understand each step. Okay. So number 1, is this t-shirt business a proven business? Okay, guys. And again, I'm just going off the cuff right now, guys. I don't really have a script or anything for this webcast, just because I want to be real with you guys and show you guys in real time what I think about today, what the economy is doing today, so that you guys know what to do today. Okay. And probably in a month or two, I'll record another webcast training to have more updated information on what's going on then and there. Okay. So is the t-shirt business a proven business? Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right on to Google. Okay. One thing I teach to all of my clients that I consult for and all the businesses that I consult for is that I tell them they need to start learning how to use Google, guys. This is one of the best research tools. Okay. And right now we're going to research whether or not t-shirt businesses are great in this day and age in 2020. So t-shirt business in 2020. Okay. And again, this may seem very elementary, guys. Again, I don't have a college degree. So I've had to rely on a lot of this. And to this day, I have a research team now. I have a team, they do it all for me, but I'm showing you how I got started and it still works today, guys. So I'm trying to look into this business to decide whether or not this is proven. And by proven, I mean something that multiple people have done. I'm so against people or businesses where someone's trying to come out and be the pioneer of some brand new industry, some brand new technology. Again, they are a big part of that 95% failed businesses within their first year. Okay, because they're trying to come in and create something that nobody is used to. They're trying to do the hardest thing out there. Howard Schultz, the CEO of excuse me, the CEO of Starbucks, he came out and said, one of the hardest things to do is to try and change customer behavior, right? And so when you try and come out with this business that nobody knows or nobody's used to, nobody's familiar with, right? And you want to break into this brand new market, you're the first one to do it, you're probably going to end up being, I'd say you probably have a 95%, 98% chance that that is going to fail, unfortunately. Okay. And so when I say we're looking into a business to figure out whether or not it's a proven business, I'm trying to find out how many people have done this business. If I'm doing it within a certain city, you better believe that I'm gonna study out that city. But now I'm on Google, t-shirt business in 2020. Guys, there's so much information out there right now. It is so available out there. You can be lazy and not look into this, or you can jump in and do this. But I'm not gonna go through it. But look, I mean, there's so much information on Google that can show you how to start this business. Again, I'm looking for whether or not it's proven and what's happening in my current location. So if I'm in, let's say I'm in Utah, and I look for a t-shirt business in Utah, okay, I can find different t-shirt business. And in all honesty, for me, what I want to do is I want to find the top rated t-shirt business. Okay. Intermountain t-shirts, they have 59 um, reviews and they have 5 stars. Okay. 91 reviews, 4.7 stars, a company called Elevate, Nova Inc. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking in here and I'm looking, well, there's quite a bit of t-shirt companies out here. And what I want to do is I want to find the top ones, and I'm actually going to go and pay a visit to them and see how it is that they do their business. And some of the simple things that I ask when I go into these businesses, I say, hey, is the owner in? Can I talk to the owner? And sometimes I don't even have to go. I'll just call. And one thing that's very telling to me is if I call a business or if I visit a business and the owner of the business is there, to me, it's a bad sign. Okay. Now I know some people may disagree with me, but if I call them today, the owner's there. If I call them in a week, the owner is there, physically there at the business. To me, that's enough for me to say, you know what, it's probably not a business that I want to be in because, and if I'm calling multiple businesses and I'm finding out that in order for these t-shirt businesses to work, it sounds like the owner always has to be there, then I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Okay. And if I see that a lot of them are struggling, they're not making that much money. I never find a t-shirt company that's doing millions a year. Okay. To me, that's just not proven, and that floods over into the next item of we're trying to figure out now if it's going to give us the time freedom, right? And I've already talked about that. If I see that the owner's always having to be there, then it's not something that is proven, right? Maybe it's proven because there's multiple businesses out there and they're doing okay, right? But there's none of them that are actually doing great, right? I'm looking for a business that's going to do great in my definition of great. Okay. Time freedom. If I see that that owner always has to be at that business, then I'm not going to do it because I'm not one that wants to start a business where I physically have to be there all the time. Okay. So just in the 2 first steps of this Fab Four process, I've already figured out that that t-shirt business is not for me. Again, guys, we are on a short webcast here. I'd obviously dive way deeper into this with my team, with my research team, and we look into every little thing to figure out if it's proven. Okay. And if it's not proven, then honestly, for me, I won't even go to the next step, right? Of figuring out whether or not it's going to give me the time freedom that I want. But let's say that for this example's purpose, it's proven, okay, t-shirt business is doing great. Time freedom, right? I noticed that a lot of these t-shirt businesses, they're not little small mom and pop shops, right? They're doing very well. The owner of these businesses aren't really there. And heck, I may find out that in the t-shirt industry, it's not people that sell t-shirts that make a lot of money. It's people that do um, branding, right? Or it's people that do swag, people that provide not or more than t-shirts, right? T-shirts, hats, pens, all these different promotional items, right? Promotional companies. And maybe I find out while I'm doing my research that it's not really a t-shirt company that I want to create. It's a promotional company where I create everything for them: jackets, t-shirts, uniforms, socks, anything, right? Pens, little trinkets here and there for them. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you have to do this research so you can find out how to fit yourself in that industry without just jumping right in, and hurting yourself and hurting your family, hurting your income and your livelihood. Okay. So now let's say that it's proven. Let's say that it does give you the time freedom that you need to be able to make it worth it, right? Let's jump on to the next item, and that's income. Does this business give me the income freedom that I need, right? And again, for everybody, it's different. And for me, again, for the amount of time that I have to put in, let's say that I have to put in 6 months to get this thing going, right? I do all my research and I find out that, hey, within 6 months, and this is what I'm thinking about in the beginning, and this is what most people don't think about when they're doing businesses. Within 6 months is when I can pull myself out of this equation, okay? I can get in, I can get it all started, make sure that, everything is going well, that it's all, automated, that there's enough processes in there that I can throw a 16-year-old in my business and they can run a certain area in my business, okay? If I can't do that, if I can't see myself being able to create processes good enough to where we could have 16-year-olds running the business, and that it's going to take a lot more time for me to be in there before I can pull myself out, then that may take this business off of the list for me as well. Okay. Now, if that business is going to make tens of millions for me, and it may take me a year to get in, get it all ready, and then get back out, then that would make sense. Okay. So again, we're taking this Fab Four process step by step, and we started with this t-shirt idea, and let's say that it's past 1, 2, and 3. It's proven. It's going to give me the time freedom that I need because I did the research, and the owners don't always have to be there, or they're barely ever there, and they still have these awesome companies that are making a lot of money, right? I find out that it's making millions every single year. So income-wise, it's there. Now, let's get to the last one, guys. And this one is very, very important. I'll tell you that the business has to check off all 4 of these, okay? Not just 1, not just 2. You have to check all 4 of these off for this business to be one that would actually work for you specifically, okay? And that is lifestyle. Number 4 of the Fab Four is lifestyle. Does this business fit your lifestyle? Now, a t-shirt company is probably a bad example for explaining lifestyle, but so I'll share something else. There's a company out there that's very, very proven, okay? A lot of people do it. A lot of people are making millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on this one industry, okay? Time freedom is there, right? You're able to have as much time if you run these types of businesses. You have all the time in the world, right, to do whatever you want. Okay, income wise, you make so much money. You can travel the world. You can do whatever the heck it is you want. So it's a great business, right? It meets all those 3. But the 4th one, it just doesn't do it for me. Okay, and you may be thinking, well, what's this business? Share with us so that we can jump into this one instead of thinking about all these other ideas. And this industry is the drug industry, the illegal drug industry. Okay, again, proven. It's proven. There are a lot of people out there that do amazing. I don't agree with them. I don't agree with the way that they live, but it's a proven business and it makes a lot of money. No way am I saying to go out there and start dealing drugs, guys. This is just an example. Time freedom, right? For the people that are dealing drugs, especially for the ones that run the whole operation, all the time freedom that they want in the world. Income freedom, again, they make tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars running these drug cartels. Number 4, lifestyle. It does not fit my lifestyle. Okay, guys? And that's why I'm saying lifestyle is, and I know that's a very extreme, but I wanted to be able to prove or to explain this point in a way that you can understand. But it does not fit my lifestyle. So I'm not going to do it. Okay. So again, starting a business, guys, it starts way before you even start. And in this short amount of time, I've showed you a simple process, guys, that is very, 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 very important. Okay, I can't think of any other word, guys. This is vital. You have to do this work before you even get in. Okay, and again, it may sound simple, guys, but it's not that simple. You really have to know how to do your research and to get into all of these, because if it can fit all 4 of these, then you should have all the confidence in the world. Again, I'll go back to when we talked about some people saying that, Mo, I've always wanted to get into business. I hear this all the time, but I'm just scared. I don't know what to do. And they're right. People are right, and you shouldn't do it. Okay. And I'll use one more example. I'm from an island. I travel a lot, but I travel with my family, right? We go to Hawaii. We go to a lot of different places. Right now, I'm on an island called Samoa. This is where I was raised. And a lot of the locals, we cliff dive, right? So we cliff dive into the ocean, right, at certain areas. And I'm telling you guys right now that a lot of you guys on this call, or a lot of you guys on this webcast rather, you're looking at it and saying, we're all on this ledge, right? We're all on this cliff and we're all getting ready to jump off, right? Everybody's excited saying, I'm going to start this business, but most people just don't know where to jump. Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, just like in cliff jumping, if you don't know where to jump, if you don't know where the safe areas are, where there aren't any rocks, or where you're going to get pulled under because the current's too strong, if you don't know what time to jump in, right, then you shouldn't do it. And too many people do it and they hurt themselves. Okay. They hurt themselves financially, even physically a lot of times, right? They kill themselves trying to run a business that they have no business jumping into. Okay. When rather what you should do is chase the experts and the people who know what they're doing. Okay. If you find someone that's local to that cliff, they'll tell you exactly what time is the best to jump in, where to jump, what to avoid, right? And I'm showing you here how to do that, right? How to learn these things and how to make it so that you've done all your research and you know exactly where to jump, when to jump, what time of the day, high tide, low tide, and how to do it so that you don't hurt yourself, right? And so that you can have maximum success, right? And very minimal pain, okay? And that's what you need to do in business. If you follow this process, guys, and again, it obviously takes a lot more than this to be able to get it started, but I wanted to show you guys, this is the same process I've been using for the last 15 years, okay? And in year 2020, 2021, all these years moving forward, guys, I'm going to continue to use the same exact process. And I've started multiple businesses in the last 3 years. I've started over 15 different businesses, guys, using the same process, okay? Where I build it, and because it meets the Fab Four, I jump in, get it built, I step out, okay? I jump in, get another one built, I step back out, okay? They're all still being ran. I hire amazing people that are way smarter than I am. They run these businesses for me, but I make my monthly income month in, month out, regardless of the economy, regardless of what's going on. And I'll tell you the truth, that in this economy right now with things struggling, there are certain businesses that I have out there, recreation businesses and whatnot, that are struggling. But because I didn't keep myself in one basket, I have multiple different businesses that are started. The other ones that are still going are making sufficient income, way more than I need to be able to live off of, and supplementing the income that we've lost from this one industry. So I'm telling you guys right now that it's the best time to get started. So let me now jump into what it is that I've created so that I can help you guys get started and get started right now. I don't know a better time to start, guys, than right now. With everything that's going on in the world right now, this is the best time where you have time at home to learn, to get started, to get something going for you and your family, And again, I've done this for so many different businesses, so many different people. Now, it might as well be your time to do the same thing, okay? So this is what I have. I've taken the last 15 years, okay, everything that I've done in the last 15 years, and I put together what I call the business launch blueprint, okay? And what this is there hours and hours and hours and hours of content, guys. So in this business launch blueprint online digital course, you're gonna have lifetime access to my full course teaching you how to do this. And it's an exclusive 60 to 90-day course that's all online. You can take it at your own pace to teach you how to get from zero to your first client, first money as quickly as possible. And for most people, that's within 60 to 90 days, if not even sooner, depending on what industry you teach or what industry you jump into. And the great part about this, guys, is that the methods that I use, they work for any industry, okay? I do not discriminate against any industry. You can use this with any idea that you have right now. Even the business that you're already in right now, you can use it to decide whether or not you should get out and start something else, okay? For a lot of people, they're gonna realize that that's the case, that it's just not meeting all four of the Fab Four requirements, so they need to jump out and get something else going to safeguard themselves and future-proof themselves to make more income, okay? I also share step-by-step strategies and how I'm able to launch a business venture from nothing. Even if you don't have any money in your account, I show how I've been able to finance different businesses, creative financing, leveraging different things, leveraging credit cards, leveraging bank loans, leveraging investors, angel investors, hard money investors. And guys, I'm saying this because I've done all of the above. I've started business on credit cards. I've started business with money that I've collected from investors, guys. And I want to show you all of this, everything that I've learned in the last 15 years, and help you avoid all the mistakes that I made in those 15 years. Okay, I'm going to give you lifetime access to this course. In this course, you'll also have comprehensive course books, a workbook, right, with all the information on text for those who like to read and fill things out. I've also created the instructional videos, which is hours and hours and hours of content, printable worksheets for you to do actionable items that we need you to do in order to succeed. All the tools and processes that I've also used in my personal life, guys. I'm not just talking about business. I'm also sharing the things that I do in my personal life, how I manage my time, how I manage the tasks that I do, how I'm able to get so much done in so little time, how I'm able to juggle more than 15, 20 businesses at the same time without stressing myself out. For those that know me, they know that I do not live a stressful life. I don't know if there's much out there that can stress me out, mostly because I've learned how to create automated businesses that are run by people that are a lot smarter than I am. Okay. Also, what you will get in this online digital course is you're also going to get access to a membership area where you can access all of these resources, and you're going to be part of our private Facebook Business Launch Blueprint group and community for ongoing support. We have over 1,000 members in that group right now, and these are all people that are on the same boat as you guys, trying to get started or trying to get something else going if you already have your first business running. And again, I'm going to go ahead and offer an 87%, it's actually a little over 87% discount for all of you guys to get started. And now I'll tell you right now, and this is me being very straightforward, guys, I have businesses and clients that pay me $10,000, $15,000 to just consult over the phone. Okay. And I have a lot of businesses that I've done this for. And I'm telling you guys right now that I'm giving you guys all of this information, a lot of which I charge businesses and people a lot more for. And I finally made an affordable way for you guys to access this exact same information that has helped me sell. The last business that I sold for over $25 million, guys. And the same processes that I used to start that business are the same processes that I'm teaching in this online business launch blueprint course. Okay. I even take notes for you in this course, so you don't even have to take notes. So you can, you'll be able to access this on your cell phone, iPad, any mobile device, on the computer, so that you can take this at your own pace. Okay. So, and there are also bonus items in there as well. I take you through a day in the life of what I do every single day and how I get so much accomplished. And again, guys, I can keep going on and on and on and on. But in the end, you get all of this stuff. You get access to all this. I mean, literally, this is all the stuff that I wish I would have known 15 years ago. And I would have been able to start way more businesses from the beginning. And I know 100%, guys, that this is what's going to give you the confidence to say, hey, I have this idea, and now I'm going to take it through this Fab Four process, and everything else, and the tens, all these hours of content that I've created for you guys to break that down even more, to show you how to understand money, how to manage time. Now you're going to be able to take that idea and say, you know what? Because I ran it through this, I am so confident right now that I can get this going. I am so confident in raising money the right way so that I don't kill myself in overextending, over leveraging myself and my assets. I know how to do all this right now. So I feel so confident that I'm going to jump off this cliff straight into that water and get started. That is what I did this. That is the reason why I did this, guys. I did this so that I can provide a way for everybody to feel so comfortable. And again, comfortable is probably a bad word, but so confident that they are ready to just start. Okay, guys. And in order to do that, you just got to start. And that's why for a limited time, I'm going to offer this at an 87% discount. Guys, I may be doing you guys a disservice by charging too little. So many people buy these little $27 courses, guys, and I'll promise you right now, $27, you're going to give $27 of effort. Okay. Now this course, which has a value of over $8,000, I mean, it's probably way more than that because of what I normally charge people. I'm offering to you for less than the cost of an iPhone. Okay. This course is only going to cost you $997, and you're going to have lifetime access to all of this information so that you can use it over and over and over and over again. So in any case, guys, all I can tell you at this point is just get started. I can't say anything else, guys. Just get started. It's never the perfect time. It's never going to be comfortable. You just got to jump in and you just got to get started. Okay. For the sake of time, guys, I'll go ahead. I'll share the link so that you guys can jump in. You guys can purchase the course, guys. I'm excited for you guys to get started. And for those who are not ready to get started, I'm going to do some Q&A. So I have some questions that have come in already. So I'm just going to answer some of these questions while some of you guys sign up and get started. And again, like I said, you either get started or you wait. For those of you who decide to wait, unfortunately, I'm telling you right now, you'll probably be waiting for most of your life, if not the rest of your life, and wondering at 65 years old, man, I wish I would have just started. Okay, guys? Because I'm telling you right now, this is just the door to open you up. It's a lot of different opportunities. And again, that is why I'm the only one out there, guys, teaching that, hey, there's not one industry out there that you should jump into. You should jump into a lot of them. Warren Buffett, a lot of these guys that are the most wealthy in the world, guys, they started one thing, but I guarantee you that they have money invested in multiple different industries. Okay. And I love listening to Warren Buffett when he talks. He says, hey, jump into something as long as you understand it. And he invests in a lot of different things as long as he understands it. I'm helping you learn how to understand it. So God is, can anyone do this? Literally anybody can do this, guys. I don't care if you're a man, woman, whatever, what your age is, okay? Anybody can take this course and anybody can get started. Again, I'm teaching you how to do this with little to no educational experience, educational background in whatever industry you're trying to jump into. There are a lot of things in here that I teach that, again, I'm excited because finally it's available to the public. So anybody can do this. I don't care if if you've never gone to college, if you are old, if you have just got married, right? Or if you're pregnant right now, or if you just had your first child, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a stay-at-home dad, I don't care what it is, guys. If you've just started college, this is something that anyone can do. And I created this course in a way that it makes sense. And just again, guys, if I can do it, I'm very simple. And I try to put this out there in a very simple manner that's very understandable for you guys to get going. So anybody can do this. Next question. What if I have no money? Okay, so if you have no money, congratulations, and I mean that. Congrats. If you have no money, you have nothing to lose. Really, you have nothing to lose. Again, there was one time I had less than no money. I had negative money, but I had credit, and I had a credit card that I started a business. And this is a business that I started way back in 2009. And that business went from me starting with a credit card to paying me over $12,000 a month in, month out as an automated business, which became an automated asset for me that was making me money month in, month out, whether or not I was physically present there. Is that worth it? And again, I had no money. So welcome to the club and congrats. You don't have much to lose. If anybody's in a good position to get this started, it's probably you that has no money. Next question. I have children. How do I balance my family life with doing a business? I can tell you what I've seen work and what I've done. And what I say is just involve them. Okay. The reason why you're doing this, especially if you have children, is you're trying to figure out a way to spend more time with them. I hope that's why you're doing this. You're trying to figure out a way to make enough income that you can spend more time with your family. Involve them. I choose to always involve my kids. And I'll say this, I may not get in trouble for this, probably won't, but I purposely take my kids out of school a lot, and they're all in elementary, soon to be in junior high. And I'll take them out of school so they can spend a day with me working on the business so that they can understand. This is stuff, guys, that I'm teaching things that they do not teach in school. I'm teaching you guys how to understand the flow of money in a business and in life, okay? And these are things that I did not learn in high school, and people don't learn this in college, is as an entrepreneur, how to treat money, how to be able to know when to use money for certain types of assets, certain types of debt, what debt's good, what debt's bad, So I'm telling you right now, if you have children, involve them. This is an awesome opportunity for you to spend time with them in something that they need to know, because just like you, they may go through college and not know how to do this, guys. And I'm sharing all this information for you to share, not just to hoard for yourself, share it with your children, involve them. Okay. Spend a couple hours a day. Okay. Maybe set aside that Netflix show that you like to watch and spend some time with your kids and teach them how to do business. Next question. I still have a W-2 job. Same thing. Like, how do I balance time? Guys, I started my first business while I was still in the military. And after my 8-10-hour work days, 12-hour work days sometimes, again, I chose to make the sacrifice and spend some time on building myself. Okay. And it was about 1.5 years that I was running business before I got out of the military. And I was still able to do it with the time allotted. Now, it's just a matter of commitment, guys. If you have a job, respect your job. Okay. Find that time. And again, same thing. I teach this in the course, how to take the time that you have available and how to use it as effective as possible. Get as many things done as you can every single day, day in, day out. Okay. Next question. I don't want to risk my retirement or my pension. You don't have to. Okay. And again, I'm teaching you how to make businesses that can replace that. Okay. Because in reality, and with the market, the way it's turned just recently, most people are seeing that the retirement isn't there anymore, anyways, and it's not that secure. Again, it saddens me that everybody is just in this big group thinking that, you know what, I'm just going to work here and hopefully my retirement will grow and be enough for me when I'm old enough to retire. And that is not the case, unfortunately, for most people. So what I say to that, and when you say you don't want to risk your retirement pension, um, risking your time with your loved ones, risking time flexibility to be able to actually spend time with those loved ones is way more risky than risking your current retirement plan with your current job. Again, there are a lot of gurus out there. There are a lot of very wealthy, smart people that don't even have retirement plans because they've just created assets. And that's what I talk about. And what I teach in this course is just how to concentrate on creating assets. Okay. Assets that pay month in, month out, they can pay for whatever you want in retirement, right? A retirement plan is something that's this, and then it goes down to this when it's done. Okay. And most people say, no, that's not the case because I can keep investing it. But again, you're investing in one place in the stock market. So, but assets, right? They can be this and they can stay this and they can grow, right? So they're paying you month in, month out. So it's up to you what you want to risk. Okay. Um, will this replace college, this course? That's, I'll tell you right now that I'm just going to be totally honest for you. Yes. If you want to get into business, then for me, the answer to that is yes. Because what business can teach you in business college can teach you theory, teach you a lot of different things. But again, I didn't go to college, so that's all I know. So, I mean, in the end, and most of my friends, most of the people that I spend a lot of time with that are in business, that have been in business, that are very profitable, a lot of them don't have college degrees. So I'll just say yes, that's, I'm teaching you a way to jump into this right now, regardless of your educational background. But I can tell you that those people that have degrees and that are very, very smart, they're going to be the ones that you hire because they're smarter than you. And that's a great thing. And what you're going to do when you hire them, you're going to take care of them. You're going to pay them very, very well because of all the sacrifice that they put into going to college. Okay. I don't want to fail. That's a feeling that all of us have. Okay. Someone put on here that I don't want to fail. And what I say back to that, guys, is that I've given a lot of analogies, but here's another one. It's like riding a bike as a kid. We had that same feeling. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fall. It's going to hurt. In business, it's the same thing. But unfortunately, as adults, we've been groomed to not ever want to have that pain anymore. We just don't, I don't want to try something new. I only know my job. I'm going to stay in my job, right? But it's just like riding a bicycle. And we all know that feeling when you start learning to ride a bicycle, and then once they let go and no one else you don't have training wheels, and you ride that bike, and then you start doing crazy tricks, guys. Business is the same. It is the same. Once you get on that bike, once you have somebody that knows what they're talking about, showing you how to do it, and once you learn how to ride, you're going to be out there and you're going to be no longer a one-trick pony, and you can do jumps, you can do whatever the heck you want, okay? And then you can start riding motorcycles, okay? But the fact of the matter is, the ones that never get on that bike, that never start this, that never decide to start right now, you will never know. You just will never know. And I don't know how else to be forward enough to just tell you that, guys, and be honest and straightforward with you, that you just will never know. Okay. I'm not outgoing enough. Okay. There are a lot of people that feel like their personality doesn't fit business, but fortunately in this course, I actually have an entire section on how to understand personality and position, and how to put people in the best position in the business to succeed. And that includes yourself. I don't care if you're an introvert, extrovert, whatever you are, whatever type of personality you are, you have a great place in business, especially as the owner of the business. I show you a way on how to take advantage of your own personality traits and how to fill the business with people that complement you all the way around, eventually until you replace yourself. And for a lot of you, you'll find out that you have an amazing personality, and you may have a personality that's very easy to replace. That sounds bad, but that's the funnest thing for me to do, is show somebody how to jump into a business, replace themselves, jump out and watch that business run, paying them month in, month out without them physically having to be present. So if you're not outgoing enough, congratulations, you're in an awesome place, okay? And I'll show you that why extroverts have a good place in businesses, because they're very easy to, well, extroverts and introverts, all of them for that fact. I'm going to show you a process on how you can easily decide where people go so that they can have the highest chance of success. I'll take some questions, guys, so that I can let you guys go. But should I wait until I'm sure before starting? Should I wait until I'm sure before starting? I'll leave you guys with this, guys. I've only been totally straight, honest, and straightforward with you guys in this, and I'm going to end that way too. You're never going to be totally ready. You're just never going to. And even to this day, guys, I've started so many businesses, and when I have a new venture come up, something that I don't understand, but I do my research, I get in, and for me, I'm just fighting to get to that point where I understand it enough to get started. Okay. And now my tolerance level, guys, is a lot lower. Like I can understand, probably 60% of events are enough. And that's enough for me to say, you know what, I'm going to jump in, because I've done this so many times and I know how to do it. And for you guys, that may be, a little higher, right? You may be in the 80%. I need to understand 80, 90% of this before I get started. You will never understand that until you actually learn how to gain that understanding. I hope that makes sense. In this course, I'm teaching you how to gain the understanding of whether or not something is viable for you personally. Okay. And again, I am not telling you that there's only one way to make money in business. I'm telling you that in any industry you can create it. The number one process, right? The number one way the number one result of any business is having that business be automated. And that's what I teach. Okay, guys. And when all is said and done, that's really all that matters is to be able to start something. And maybe it makes $1,000 a month, right? Maybe it makes you $5,000 a month, and then when you get into where these businesses are making you $100,000 a month, okay, that's when you get into the mode where you're like, you just starting. You can start as many as you want, right, guys? And I can just ramble on forever about this, but all I can say in the end, guys, is if you're still watching this, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It will never be comfortable. Everybody that you see succeed, those people that you see that are successful, that 100% that you were smarter than them in school, right? And you see them succeeding, they were just smart enough to act. They were smart enough to know that, hey, you know what? I can get a stimulus check, or I can get my tax return and I can waste it on another phone or on another a toy or trinket or whatever. I have a lot of friends too that are waiting for these checks to come in and they're just going to go buy a new gun or something. And in my mind, I'm just, I wish people would love themselves more to invest in themselves, to want to understand really how life and income works, how the wealthy work. Invest in yourself, guys. Again, I should be charging a lot more for this course, but I wanted to make this available to as many people as possible, but also not make it so cheap that you don't get anything done. Okay, guys? And again, there's a good chance that I'm going to charge more for this course in the future. Right now, I feel like I just want to make it as affordable as possible. And if you can afford an iPhone, even if you can't, again, even if you don't have any money, guys, I'm telling you right now, this information would have changed my life. And it already has. And it's changed many people's lives, all that I've consulted for. And I want you to be the next. So jump in, guys. There's never a better time than right now. So go ahead and get started. I am very excited. I am very excited for your future and for you to get started, have your own automated business and multiple of them so that you can have multiple streams of income and live an amazing life, live wherever you want and do whatever you want. Okay. Thanks, guys.